Still a nation. Still a nation. Let me hear you say, here we go, Steelers. Let me hear you say it. All in together now. Here we go, Steelers. Hold on. Don't get too happy. Y'all know I'm coming with the realism. But anyway, let's enjoy what we just saw and let's start this show. Welcome to the latest episode of the Terrible Towel post-game show. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, live from the Still Basement, aka the virtual Heinz Phil. And how do you guys feel? They won. Whoa, what a crazy game. What a fitting game, if you will. If you guys are Steelers fans like I am, hey, if you're Ravens fans, y'all know that these games usually come down to this. The one possession type of thing, or the less than 3 or less points is the deciding factor. How fitting. But we gonna talk about this game because there's some stuff that I do not like. There's some stuff that I despise in this game, and I'm gonna keep it 100. But let's say hello to the early commenters first, man, and then y'all know how we do. We're gonna get into this thing. Hello, Mr. Winningham. How you doing, sir? Salute to you. First one in the comment, in the chat here. How you doing, sir? Appreciate you coming by, man. Good to see you. Let's see who else we got. Lee Sharp. We got M. Marcus. We got, hello, the real Missy. The real Missy is in the building. Thank you for coming to hang out with us, Miss Lady. We appreciate that. Keen Go Crazy Gaming. After High School Show. All of the above. Reggie Reg, what's up, Reggie Reg, man? He is an extended family member. Appreciate that. Lance the Shield, heart attack game. You ain't never lying. You ain't never lied. I could have swear I had a heart palpitation. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man. Hello, Miss Destiny. How you doing, Miss Destiny? Appreciate you coming through, hanging out with the fellas, man. We love it. We love it. Why Diggy in the building, another extended family member, Invisible Trace, Ozherdine Bakhus. I know I butchered that. Please forgive me. Please don't charge it to my heart. Patrick Covington Sr. Hello, sir, Mr. Covington. Really appreciate you coming through and hanging out with us. I was about to say man, but no, I'm not even going to throw no slang out there. I'm going to respect Mr. Covington the same way I respect Mr. Winningham. Come on, guys, you got to do that. You got to do that. That's tradition. You're supposed to always give respect to those who are older than you and address them properly. Let's see. Tim Zoller, Cutboy 412, KB, Antonio, is it Leopard? Gotti 2 times, Ozzy Tanks, the real deal, Miss Lanisha. How you doing, Miss Lanisha in the building? Appreciate that. Hold on, guys. I got to cut my TV off. I forgot I left it on. There you go. Miss Lanisha, thank you for coming out, hanging out with us, man. We definitely appreciate that. A Builder's Life, Victory Asher, the Hawk. Ooh, the Hawk back up in here. Haven't seen the Hawk in a while. But we also have a donation. Early donation. Shout outs to CT Pittman. Let me make sure the round of applause is working. Let's run it out here now. Thank you for that donation. He says, yo, Coach T dancing on IG after the win got me hyped. What? Oh, I got to see that. Go on, Coach T, because I'm going to talk a little Mike Tomlin a bit later in this show. I'm just preparing y'all for that. Oh, wait, we got another donation. The Simple Vapor. Appreciate that. Round of applause to the Simple Vapor. The Simple Vapor says, love what you do, brother. Keep it up, man. Much love to you as well. I appreciate you. And you guys specifically are the reason why I keep it up. This is a family affair, man. And I love you guys because there's no me without you all. I never lose sight of that. But let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it. Y'all know how we do this, man. I'm going to do the format that you guys are used to. We're going to kind of go through, maybe not each drive, because I realize that we waste a lot of time doing that. And there wasn't much to talk about in these drives. But let me go ahead and hit the couple things that we talk about first. The inactives today. Dan Moore, and boy, that showed up in a penalty way. We'll talk about it. But Dan Moore was out. Of course, Dwayne Haskins. Waitman was out. Scales, Carlos Davis, and Anthony McFarland. Now, the Waitman one is interesting, and the reason why I say that is because we'll talk about it a little later. Another donation here, man. You guys are firing right out of the gate. Shadow Slayer, appreciate that. Round of applause. He says, Sim, what a game. All I can say is, wow, people are going to come at you if the Raiders and Chargers don't tie. You'll never let you hear the end of it. Steelers are in the playoffs. Look, man, I'm going to talk about this. Remember, I always preference my thoughts with, I don't think they will. I don't have confidence that they will. And you guys have always heard me say, it's possible. I just don't believe it happens. Right? But I'm also going to stick to it. See, I ain't going to do like a lot of people do and get the flip-flopping. And go, no. I'm sticking to my point because I'm still going to talk about in the show tonight why I still prefer not to see us in the playoffs. I'll get to it. But you're right, Shadow Slayer. You know some ain't going to let me live that down. See, I told you. All right. No problem. I still don't have confidence. And I didn't have confidence watching this game. But let's get into it. So we know who inactives were. Again, Corliss Waitman was an interesting one, and I'll explain to you guys why a little bit later. In-game injuries, man. Najee, boy, I was nervous, Purvis. The way he went down, because we've been used to seeing Najee take big hits, and he might get a little shaken up, but he bounces up. For him to remain on the ground as long as he did, and for them, to report shoulder and elbow, I didn't like that. And then he was out for several series. But he came back in the game, continued to play. So you would expect that at least he's okay, And, like Tomlin, I'm sure, is going to say, normal bumps and bruises associated with play. I feel better about that than it being something that he couldn't return for. So that was cool. Deontay Johnson, the same. He goes down in the second quarter, same situation. Second drive, first quarter, same thing. I'm like, oh man. I'm thinking at this point we could be without Deontay and without Najee. And, we was almost without Deontay anyway with the COVID list thing. He was on the list for a day and then he was able to get off the list. But fortunate enough for the Steelers, both of those guys were able to return. Deontay returned a lot sooner. So still, let's keep an eye on that going forward. A minor injury we'll talk about, and my brother. Let me give a round of applause to TJ Watt, man. Yo, TJ got hit. Like my man Kenya would say, TJ got kneed in the baby maker. Man, I felt this pain. Fellas. Did y'all feel his pain? Especially seeing that little trot he did off. Oh, man. But at least I knew that wasn't something that would keep him out the game. It was one of those stunners, and he came back. But, man, it hurt my heart to see my man TJ, like my man Kenyon would say, he got hit in that baby maker, man. Oh, man. I felt his pain. Man, I felt his pain. But all right, like I said, guys, doesn't appear to be any real significant injuries. If I missed somebody, I do apologize to them. I don't know. But those were the main guys that, of course, the star guys, you're paying more attention to them. I noticed, in those situations. Penalties, man, and some ugly ones. Benny Snell gets called for a false start on a 4th and 1 in the red zone. Okay? Marcus Allen gets called for holding on a punt return. Joe Haig. This is the reason why I said the Dan Moore being out, it showed itself. Joe Haig had a huge penalty. Called for a face mask in the 4th quarter. Personal foul, and the Steelers were on the Baltimore side of the field. You never know what could have happened on that drive. I'm not going to speculate. But man, and then LeGlue, very same drive. He gets called for false start. Again in the 4th quarter on a 3rd and short. And then, of course, Chooks Chooks called for a false start as well. Same drive in the red zone. And it's like, come on, man. We can't shoot ourselves in the foot like that. It will come back to bite you. Brent Fox, man, extended family member as well as a donator here tonight. Let me give him a round of applause and read his comment. Let me go ahead and say this. I think Brent's comment here is very fair, and I don't disagree with it, okay? And I think a lot of us are feeling this way, even though y'all might hate me at the end of the show. But he says, what's good, Steeler family? Great win. He emphasizes great and win. Great win today. Can't help but feel just a little optimistic on our play towards the end of the game. Bold letters again. Still realistic, though. Yeah. And honestly, Brent, I cannot disagree with that one bit. Why wouldn't you have a little bit of optimism? Even me. My wife would tell you, if she was down here watching the game with me, right? You know, she was on the computer and kind of watching it, but then she kind of got into it. If I brought her down here and say, hey, did I feel a little optimistic after we won? She'll even tell you, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? We're fans, right? We love to be wrong when we say the team is going to lose. That is an ultimate win for us. None of us wants to be right. So you feel a little optimistic, but when the realism kicks in, you kind of like, We're going to get to it. Don't worry. Let's keep it moving. So what do I usually do next? I talk about the first drive offensively and defensively. First offensive drive. Ray McCloud starts with a 33-yard return to the Ravens 38. Great. Run to Najee goes for gain of 1 yard. Second down. Run with Najee goes for another yard. Steelers are faced with the 3rd and 8. The Steelers go empty, which we always know that's what we love to do. Steelers go empty. The ball is thrown behind the sticks, thrown to Najee Harris. He's only able to pick up 4 yards, and that's when he gets hurt. The Steelers go 3 and out. And again, at that moment, you're crushed. You're crushed because you're like, okay, we go 3 and out. Our offense comes out with its very predictable self. We've seen this all season. And then you lose Najee. Because again, I know if you like me, you know, your stomach kind of fell out at that moment because it looked like it was a significant thing. And I'm like, right? Got another donation. Got to interrupt myself. Man, you guys are coming out here tonight. I love y'all, man. I really do appreciate it. Round of applause to 410 Carpenter legend. Round of applause. He says, I don't care as long as we beat the Ravens and the Browns. Hey, I don't think any of us disagree with that, man. And what do you know? We sweeped them, right? We sweep the Ravens and the Browns. How about that? Let's stop for a moment and let's ponder on that. I want to see some of you guys' thoughts. How crazy of a season. And look, the Browns beat the Bengals today, right? So look at how close. Got to give a shout out to my man over at Steelers Depot. You know what? Steelers Depot, man, I really appreciate those guys. Dave Bryant actually said, our buddy Sim, the last time this past week, he read my question on air. I appreciate that. It's good to see that they feel that way about me because I feel that way about them. So let me just point out, Dave Bryant said at the beginning of the season, he said, this division is going to beat themselves up. He didn't expect any team to have more than 10 wins. He said it's probably going to be like a 9-7 or maybe a 10-7-ish, 9-7-1. But he said it would probably be a 9-win team to win the division. And look at what almost happened. He almost called it perfect. Every team is right there. Browns we all right there. The Bengals, 10-7. The Steelers could easily have that same record. So shout outs to him, man. He called it right. Shout outs to him. But what I wanted to say, which is interesting, in a year in which the Bengals sweep the Steelers and they swept the Ravens? We sweep the Ravens and the Browns. Isn't that crazy? Round of applause to Miss Odessa. Hey, Miss Odessa, I don't think I've spoken to you in a while. I think, you may not have been on early when I do that, the reading of but hello, Miss Odessa, another lovely lady that comes through and hangs out with us. And thank you for that donation. Round of applause. We got another one here. Round of applause to Luis D as well for the donation. Round of applause to both of you. Luis says, TJ, second player in NFL history, 13 plus sacks in 4 consecutive years. That's amazing. I'm going to talk about TJ a bit later, but I'm going to explain to you guys how I think he got cheated out of that record. We'll talk about it in a minute. But yeah, man, interesting year, man. We sweep the Ravens and the Browns, and we get swept by the Bengals. That is very interesting. All right, first defensive series. The Ravens convert on a 3rd and 5 to move the chains. There was a bad snap by the Ravens, allowed TJ Watt to get what I consider a strip sack. But I put here forced fumble because that's what they kind of called it. And I put here he may not get credit for the sack. Steelers recover, and then the next drive would start on the Ravens 39. But here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I think TJ got hosed, man. How is that not considered a strip sack? Maybe. I don't know the rules, but maybe they're saying because it was a fumbled or botched snap, the quarterback never really, I don't know. I don't know, does sack mean catch and drop back? Or does it always mean if the quarterback has the ball behind the scrimmage, regardless of what he's doing, it's a sack? I'm going to be honest, I don't know. Because if that is the case, it should not matter that the snap was botched. He possessed it. TJ came out, punched it out. That is called a sack fumble in the NFL as far as I know it. But he did not get credit for that. They called it just a negative play or whatever. But again, I don't know. Maybe the rule states that if it's not cleanly possessed and there's a drop back, it's considered a sack. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Maybe I'm wrong there, but to me, that should have been a sack. That should have very well been a sack. And TJ would have the record on his own. And there was another half sack situation. We'll talk about it a little bit later in the show. Here we go. Steelers recover. We get the ball on the 39. Now, let me tell you what the Steelers did after that. Second drive, the Steelers were able to hit Gentry on a play action and pick up the first down. Drive started well. Benny Snell picks up 9 strong yards for another first down, right? Later on that drive, nice block by LeGlue. Steelers are faced with the 3rd and 11, and from the 15-yard line, and Ben is able to find Deontay Johnson, but comes up just a little bit short of the sticks. Deontay Johnson goes down, and then Benny Snell gets called for the false start on 4th and 1. Looks like the Steelers were going to go for it, and I kind of agree with it in that scenario. I mean, listen, you're putting all the chips on the table. But the Steelers had to settle for a field goal. It is now 3-0. All right. On the very next possession, Cam Hayward gets a sack after really good pressure by Mondo. You remember that one where, they're going this way on your TV screen. If y'all understand what I'm saying. They're going from left to right, right? And Huntley rolls to his right. Mondo pushes the guy, kind of pushes him back into Huntley, great pressure, and then allows Cam Hayward to come with the pursuit to get the sack. Edmonds then gets a pick on the overthrow. Good job, Edmonds. And honestly, I'm going to say Edmonds had good coverage on that pass play prior to that, the one where Andrews went up, skied up, and got it. To me, that was good coverage by Edmonds. That was great coverage by Edmonds, but a greater catch by Andrews. Round of applause to Smitty753 for the donation. Round of applause to The Ride by Bruce Lil, for the donation. Smitty says, Duval, have to give the Jaguars credit, man. Jaguars looked like they wanted to keep their divisional opponent out of the playoffs. Boy, they came to play 2-14. See, guys, what I always tell y'all? It's any given Sunday. And it's much like the Steelers, right? Like last year. The Colts ain't that good. Carson Wentz hasn't played that great. They've had a phenomenal run game, which we didn't have last year. But what I'm saying is they look like a more favorable team. But a 2-14 team came in there and outplayed you. Similar to when the Steelers were 11-0. And when I said that, I felt as if Washington was going to beat us. Sometimes it's fool's gold. The Colts, to me, is, they're peaking a little bit. They got good defense. But Wentz in the offense hasn't played phenomenal. It's been Jonathan Taylor. So if you out, and their defense has been good, which is crazy, I don't know. Again, are y'all going to say Frank Reich didn't have them ready to play? Because that's what people always want to lean to. Oh, he didn't have them ready. See, you see why I don't fall into that trap? I don't believe in any of that. But anyway, yes, got to give them credit. And the ride by Bruce Lill says Cam and TJ had a sack when they called that flag for helmet to helmet. Absolutely. That's what I was going to talk about. That was a half sack. So there's 2 times that TJ Watt should be in the history books by himself. Twice today that they are not giving him credit for. Maybe they will do it later in the week. But I don't understand how that was not considered a sack. Yeah, it was a personal foul, but that's a sack. That's a sack, right? TJ is at the bottom. Cam is up top. Is that not a half sack? The boy better get that record on his own. That's all I'm saying. And maybe he will. They won't call it that during the game. All right, let me continue to keep going, man. Great pick by Edmonds. He did lose it on the way up, but thank you for Andrews, who touched him on the way down. And again, Edmonds, played a relatively decent game today. But here's the problem. Here's the next problem. We didn't do anything with it. We did absolutely nothing with it. That offense goes 3 and out, if I'm not mistaken, right after that. That's what I have here. Also, let's talk about, I'm wrong one. My bad. Third drive followed that. Steelers converted a 3rd and 6 to Freiermuth. Ben takes a shot downfield on a sprint play, throws in double coverage, and it gets picked. First office visit. Ben Roethlisberger. I have to ask you to please come into my office, sir. I have to. I hate to do this, guys, but I have to. How did I almost miss that? I skipped the line in my own notes. Ben Roethlisberger. Me calling you in the office really doesn't do anything. You know why? This is just how you've been playing, right? This is how you've been playing. You've been playing like this for a long time, but definitely down the stretch. I recall that time we played Cincinnati. I was at the game, and you rolled out, and we could see from the stands that if you just run a little longer, you're going to get the first down. Instead, you force it, and you throw an interception right on the sideline, and we're all like, why did you do that? And it reminds me that is just how you play. Ben, listen, I know this is the last ride, but you still want to play great in your last opportunities. Why would you throw and force a ball to Ray McCloud? And like my big brother, my cousin Floyd, texted me during the game saying, what is this new love that Ben has for Ray? It seemed like he's forcing balls to him. Y'all remember the game when he threw the fade to him down in the end zone? What? I don't know what's happening here, Ben. I know you're trying to win, and listen, you my guy. You my guy, and we're going to praise you when you retire and all that. Like I praised you last week. But bruh, it was first down. You got 2 more downs at least. There's no reason to force that ball into what was already tightly covered, and then the safety's coming over the top. There was no reason other than the fact that that's just how you play. And I know it's probably muscle memory, but my God, I had to call you in the office for that one, Ben, but hey, congratulations. You might be going back to the playoffs. Let's just see how that goes. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. So the ball gets intercepted, and now I can go down to the next line. Steelers were able to get off the field, man. Right after that, they basically pitched a 3 and out. They got off the field on 3rd and 4, and then your boy Harbaugh, again, by the way, I know Ravens fans that don't like his decisions, goes for the fake punt, and they're unable to hit it. Unable to convert. And the Steelers get great field position again. But guess what happens right after that? And here was the note. Steelers go 3 and out. They do nothing with the great field position. Nothing. I could keep going. I'm not even going to talk about all these drives anymore because we saw how this game went. 5th drive. Oh, hold on. I think did we get another donation? No? Okay, maybe somebody subscribed. I heard the noise, but don't see it. Let's go all the way down to the 5th drive. Ben hits Gentry for 25 yards, and the Steelers were unable to convert on the very next series, and they were forced to punt. Let's keep going. 6th drive. Steelers go 3 and out. Steelers go 3 and out on the 6th drive. Ben almost threw another pick. Y'all remember that one? Oh, man. Oh, Smitty, man. Thank you. Round of applause. More donations, man. Round of applause to Smitty 753. He says, no more Mike Tomlin slander. He took a roster that is not that good or not much talented to the playoffs. You cannot tell me he's overrated. And shout out to Bruce Lil, another Woodland Hills cat that you got all my classmates in your chat. Okay, that's what's up, man. So he says he's from Woodland Hills. So these guys are from Woodland Hills. Shout outs to you guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate y'all, joining forces to come check your boy out. But yeah, man, listen, I'm gonna get to the Mike Tomlin thing, man, and I'm just gonna state, what I feel are facts. Again, I'm not gonna challenge anyone's opinion for him, whether they hate him or love him. I'm just gonna state a couple things a little later in the show. So let's skip around, guys. So again, a lot of 3 and outs happening here. 7th drive, 3 and out. Let's see. 8th drive, the Steelers have to settle for a field goal. Benny Snell gets stuffed on a 3rd and 1, running straight up the yin yang. I have another office visit that's coming. I think you guys can guess it, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to get through these drives here really quick, and then I'm bringing him into this office. Steelers defense forced another 3 and out right after that. 9th drive. Guess what the Steelers do again? 3 and out. Steelers started getting gashed a little bit in the run game. Very next drive, and man, round of applause to Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton, man, gets an interception in the end zone. At that particular moment, I really, really, really thought the Ravens were going to score. Like I said, we got gashed back-to-back, man, on the run. And we were able to, able to get the interception. But before that, okay, and this is why it concerned me. Before that, we gave up a 3rd and 6 on the earlier drive to Huntley. And then the Steelers gave up a 46-yard touchdown to Latavius Murray. Man, it pained me when they showed the graphic and they said that this kid hasn't had a touchdown of that length since 2014. And he gets it against our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. So you can understand at this point, I'm nervous, right? Again, I'm nervous because we had already given up the 46-yard touchdown, and then we come right back and we get gashed on that drive, back-to-back runs. Cam Sutton shuts it down with the interception. Great pick right there by Cam. And what happens right after that? Steelers convert a 3rd and 1 with the play action to Najee, and Joe Haig gets called for face mask, kills the drive, And at that point, it remains 10-6. Steelers defense forced another 3-and-out. Ray gets a nice return to the 23-yard return, brings it to midfield. Let's see what happens on that drive. Ben converts a 3rd and 9 with a pass to Ray. Huge catch. He got rocked on that too. Ben finds Claypool for the touchdown late in the drive, and this was following the LeGlue and the Chooks penalties. So kudos to the offense on that particular drive. They overcame 2 penalties that could have really killed the drive, and Ben is able to find Chase Claypool for the touchdown. All right, and then right after that, the Steelers give up a big scramble to Huntley, puts them in Steelers territory. The Steelers were able to hold the Ravens to just a field goal. It brings it to 13-13. Steelers get the ball back, unable to do anything with it with the 12th drive, and they give it back to the Ravens with 38 seconds on the clock. And, nothing happened there. All right, but I thought it was very significant in overtime sends it to overtime on that particular drive. That great play by Minkah Fitzpatrick, man. He knocked that ball out of the hands of Hollywood Brown. Again, I keep telling you guys, some of y'all have been down on Minkah because he doesn't have the interception numbers this year. But you guys have not paid attention to everything else he's done for us. Leading tackles. This guy has been all over the field, and that punching that ball out right there was a significant play at a significant moment. Sends it into overtime. Steelers defense comes out there and forces a Baltimore punt. And then y'all know the rest is history. Rest is history. Last drive, huge catch by Najee to pick up 11 yards. Ben finds Freiermuth on a 3rd and 7 for 14 yards. The Steelers convert a 3rd and 9 to Deontay Johnson. Ray drops a low pass on 2nd and 8. Deontay drops a 3rd and 8. And then on 4th and 8, Ben finds Ray for a huge first down. Najee bounces the ball outside to pick up a gain of 14 yards, puts us in a much, much better position for the field goal. And the Wizard of Oz comes through. Steelers win 16-13, and they are sitting on a huge opportunity to possibly go to the postseason. We'll see tonight. I'm sure all of you guys are going to be watching, right? I'm going to pop some popcorn and everything. You hear that? You got to throw an accent in there. Got to put that country accent on it and everything. I'm going to be watching and eating popcorn and everything. Not everything. But all right, man, some quick takeaways from the game, and then I'm going to, let's do the takeaways. Because in the midst of the takeaways, I'm going to call somebody into the office. Biggest takeaways from this game, man, the Steelers offense is still, excuse my French, piss poor. They're piss poor. I know that ain't French, but piss poor offensive production, man. Slow starts. Guys, this has been all season. Have we not talked about this all season? Hence the reason why my optimism is very low. This ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. This is not going to work in the postseason. Steelers not taking advantage of the Ravens' pass defense. I had no idea the Ravens was that far down. They said they last against the pass. All of them injuries, even Everett, I talked about it last night in the pregame. Everett didn't even play, already a backup. And we just kept running the football. Steelers did not go hurry up pretty much at all in this game. Not until the end of the game, pretty much. Late in the fourth quarter. What did we go hurry up and or no huddle? I don't understand it. And Presley Harvin, man, he got his hands full come off season. He got his hands full. Did not punt well today, and that's what I was talking about when I said I was going to come back to the Corliss Waitman. Corliss Waitman has outpunted him, and at least in the last game or two. Just didn't punt that well today. He's just not consistent. I'm still, all prayers and things go out to him and his family. I'm compassionate about that. I'm just saying, even before, he has not punted consistently, and I think it showed up again today. Now, for the last office visit of tonight, Matt Canada, please bring yourself in this office. Matt Canada, I'm going to ask you to hold right here in this office for 2 seconds because I got a very important comment here to read because we got a nice donation. Round of applause to my good brother, Rough House Boxing. He says, Coach T wins in spite of our O-line that is a detriment every game. Shout out to the coaching staff for having the Ratbird extermination plan. Man. Thank you for that, Rough House. Appreciate you, man. Matt Canada, let's get back to you. Mr. Canada, I have been shooting you some bail all year. I've shot you a little bit of bail all year. You know what I've said? Maybe he can't pull out his full bag of tricks with Ben Roethlisberger at the helm. It's fair, right? And I still believe some of that. I do. But I recall there was a steel table show that we had, Mr. Canada, just to bring you up to speed in case you don't watch the show. There was a conversation that was had between two of my favorites, my good brother Kenyon and Miss Destiny, right? And I came away from their debate seeing both sides of the table, which is the reason why I shot you a little bit of bail. Kenyon has been upfront and been saying all year, and I agree with him, we ain't gonna really see the Matt Canada offense until he has another quarterback, a more mobile quarterback, a guy's a little more spry on his feet. Miss Destiny said, hey, I get all that. Oh, I do. But hey, bruh, you have to work with what you have. You have to have a better plan with what you do have. You have to utilize the tools that are at your disposal. Like MacGyver. That may have gone over the heads of some of the younger viewers, but you got to be MacGyver. You got to use what you got. And Mr. Canada, this is the reason why you're in the office, is because of that second point. Can you explain to me why you're facing a team that's in the top 5 run defense? You continue to run right at the brick wall. Why? Why? And oh yeah, I did hear what they said at halftime. They said that they asked Tomlin what the plan was going to be, and he said, hey, we're going to try to run the ball. Okay, so some people are going to try to blame Tomlin. Y'all going to say, oh, Tomlin is calling. No, Tomlin probably was just carrying out the plan, and I'm sure that was the plan. But my question is, Canada, why is that the plan? You come into the game knowing where they rank against the pass, knowing the personnel that they have out there, knowing they don't have their best out there, knowing that we got some relatively talented pass catchers. Why do we just keep trying to run the ball? Especially, no disrespect to Benny Snell, because you know what? Round of applause to Benny Snell real quick. I'm going to give a round of applause to Benny Snell because y'all know what Benny Snell was doing today? Boy, ran hard. Only had a few successful runs, but he ran hard. Pressed the edge a few times and got us some yards. Benny Snell ran hard. I know y'all don't like him. Some of y'all don't. But the boy, he came in there and ran hard. But Matt Canada, even after your stud goes out, you still trying to force the run. Why? And on that 3rd and 1, why have we been doing this all year? We just go bunch, and I get it. You know, mano y mano. Put yours on the table and let them hang. Excuse me, ladies. But this is just man talk here. You want to put yours on the table and let them hang, right? Me against you. I get it. But we ain't got them dogs up front. We don't. I'm sorry. We don't. They've looked a little better without Kendrick Green, but we don't have those guys. Them hog mollies, as they call them. We ain't got them bruises where we know we get, we know we getting a yard. We ain't got that. So why you keep doing that? That offense today was beyond predictable. Beyond. And again, if we know that they are suspect against the pass, you see how many times Ben, when we was hitting guys on just a simple out, how much, we was getting that. I'm telling my wife, that's there all day. We was getting that with ease. So even with that, why did we never go no huddle? Why? Why did we never keep the pressure on a team that struggles against the pass? We didn't go hurry up at all. I think there may have been one drive where we did it late in the game. I am not an NFL coach, nor have I ever been an offensive coordinator. But I'm sorry, some things just add up. 1 + 1 is always 2. If I'm facing a team in the Baltimore Ravens that are tops in the league against the run, against their divisional opponent, by the way, they're going to have some more juice. They're trying to make the playoffs. They're good at this, and I'm just going to run right at that without my stud. And don't take advantage of the fact that they're not good against the pass. I will never understand that, sir. And you are part of the reason why I have no confidence going into the playoffs. I'm sorry. If I could, I would invite Uncle Phil to come in here and throw you out this office the way he threw Jazz out of his house. Goodbye, sir. I don't get it, y'all. I don't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I will never get it. Oh, man. Listen, man. We got the win today, guys, and I'll go ahead and give you my final thoughts, and then I'll talk to you guys. My confidence, man, is low because of everything I just outlined. Y'all realize we've been talking about this every week? Slow starts on offense. We give up a lot against the run. Now, I'm not going to say we contained it, but we kind of put a lid on it after we let one pop. But again, a team in the Steelers who was what? Last against the run. Isn't that funny? Hey, Mr. Matt Canada, if you can still hear me, isn't that funny how Greg Roman and them decided, oh, you know what? I know what they don't do well. They're last in the league. Let's do that. Isn't it funny that they did that and was able to run the ball on us? But somehow, on our side of the ball, offensively, we don't take advantage of what they are last at. But yes, guys, our run defense isn't great. We all know that. And they sprung leaks like they've been doing all year. We know that's going to happen. But again, credits to our defense for hanging in there. Defense played good today. It was the offense. It's the same thing I probably have been speaking on week after week. I don't trust this offense. And that's the reason, guys, why I said I don't like our chances going to Baltimore. I don't like our chances in the postseason. Because this offense has yet, not once this season, think about this, not once this season have we felt good about the offense in the first half. Not one time. It's just not there. That's why I don't have any confidence. Is it cool to see your team in the playoffs? Sure. And we still got to get in. Because them fools, here's the funny thing. Them two fools tied tonight, they both get in. And we won't. But is it cool to see you guys have a swinging chance, a puncher's chance? Yes. But actually, here's the thing that really bothers me. Hold on, let me take a look at this playoff picture here. Give me a second, guys. Y'all gonna see this in real time. Let me just peek at it real quick. Because I think what I said last night. Oh man. Do y'all realize who we gotta play? If we get in? Dude. It's pop quiz for you guys. Do y'all realize who we have to play if we get in there? Do y'all realize who we got to play? We got to go see my boy Patty Mahomes again in the same place. Matter of fact, they might as well book the same hotel rooms we had. We just left there. Let this offense that showed up today go to Kansas City. You know what's going to happen? We're going to be talking about how we got demolished in the playoffs. And, those who, really don't like Mike Tomlin. It's just going to add to his lack of success in the playoffs. That's all it's going to do. That's all it's going to do. It's just going to be another feather in the cap for those who say, see, he can't, not looking at the totality of things. That's all. Ain't beating listen, if I'm wrong on this, I would be happy to be wrong. We're not beating Kansas City in Kansas City. No, I don't believe it. Why should I? Look at the last performance against them. Look at the offensive performance today. Look at the offensive performance against Cleveland. Just these last 3 weeks. You're telling me that you feel confident that we're going to Kansas City and we're going to score enough points to win. Yeah, all right. So that's it, guys. That's my point. This is why I've been saying this all week. It's the reason why I was saying it a few weeks ago when I said still the season is over. Because we're not winning a Super Bowl this year. I don't have us winning a playoff game. Remember, I've been consistent with that. And I'm fine with being wrong. See, that's the difference between me and some of you guys in the chat. I don't change. I'm still sticking to my lack of optimism. I have a little bit, because once you're in, you're in. Anything can happen. You mess around and have one of them games where it's a 5-turnover game against Kansas City and we win. Anything could happen. But my only point that I be trying to explain to you guys is I don't have any confidence. There's nothing there that makes me confident to say that we're going to make a run in the playoffs. There's nothing there for me. I saw somebody say earlier in the chat, hey, man, once we get in, we get in. No. Maybe you can feel like that, but I don't feel like that. I don't see anything that gets me happy about this. And last but not least, before I come to you guys, no, not tonight, Susie M. I don't do calls on the post-game show. Tuesday night it will be dedicated to you guys for sure. Tuesday night, I expect to get a lot of calls from y'all. We're going to keep it really quick with my recaps. All right? We ain't much I really got to talk about in this game. We saw how it went, right? And I'm going to quick stuff, maybe highlight what Tomlin says in his presser, yada, 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 and then we're going to come right to the calls on Tuesday. So Tuesday night, Turbo Towel Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. There's the phone number there. That is the night for calls. Oh, Lord, here we go. Look, we got the idiots in the chat again. Hold on, let me catch them, guys. My bad. I keep forgetting, man, to update my thing that catches all of that. We got the bots back. All right, there we go. But anyway, my last point. I'm gonna keep it brief because I told you I'm never gonna argue you guys opinions anymore about Mike Tomlin. Y'all know where I stand, and I'm just going to state some things, and I want to see what y'all say about it. Did Mike Tomlin have the team ready to play today or no? Was it coaching or execution? Y'all know why I'm asking that, right? Because I stand on what I believe in. Sometimes I think coaches get way too much credit for losing and way too much credit for winning. But there are times where there's a nice coaching job. Oh, and by the way, the defense balled out today, right? Remember what I was talking about last night? Some people have the argument and they say, they say that Tomlin is always calling the defense, and they want to blame Tomlin when the defense is bad, right? So which way does the cookie fall today, seeing as that the defense played very well, in my opinion? You know, you let one pop. That's been the defense. So whether you think it was Butler all year or Tomlin all year, which way do you go today? Does Tomlin and Austin get credit for a nice defensive plan? See? Or if you think he's been calling defense all year, maybe you still feel the same way. But it's been a lot of flip-flops with that. I'm going to say it looks like we had pretty much the same defensive personality today. So I couldn't really tell you what was done differently versus Butler or Tomlin. I'll go back and watch the film. Maybe we didn't play as many of the same coverages that we, so again, in real time, I can't tell. I'm honest in saying that. I can't tell that in real time because I'm not looking at all of that. But when I go back and watch the game, I'll be able to come back and say, oh, you know what? We did this a little differently. We didn't call this coverage as much and yada, yada, yada. Oh, we did some trap coverage. Oh, we disguised some things. We'll see. But I'm always curious to hear how the crowd feels. When there's a win, you seem not to hear any credit given. Round of applause, man, to Shadow Slayer. Got another donation. He said, I saw Mike Tomlin dancing to Bankroll Fresh. Yo, somebody got to link me to that, or at least tell me which whose page on Instagram is showing that, and I'll go check it myself. But last thing I'm gonna say, man, listen. Hate or love Mike Tomlin, I gotta give Mike Tomlin credit, man, as the head man for keeping his team in the fight. Remember, I said this weeks ago. I said that one thing this team is always gonna do is keep the fans engaged, and I probably even said that last night in the pregame. That's one thing that the team has done for 15 years. We've been in the conversation. Even those games or those years when we barely missed the playoffs, we had a chance to get in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as a fan base, I appreciate that. Yes, I wish and I hold Mike Tomlin accountable, a good chunk of not having a better playoff record. Yeah, of course. We all should. We all should. And to me, it's funny when we try to people try to pull that card because, okay, yeah. Even if you are a Mike Tomlin fanatic, you should still say, man, you got to have a better playoff winning record. You should have had better than that in your tenure. Yes. Everyone should agree on that. Hate him or love him. But the thing that throws me is when people continue to say that the man is a bad coach. Folks, you cannot be a bad football coach and win or go 500 for 15 years. That's impossible, in my opinion. We see bad football coaches. How many have we seen looking at other teams? I don't think you can say that about this coach. It is a fair argument and a fair assessment to say, hey, your playoff record should be better. Yeah. I come on this show every week and say, well, not every week, but every time we talk about it, I say, man, I'll never forgive my man Mike T for the Killer B era. and I still support him. But I mean, I say that, not literally, but I'm like, dog, that was the window. That was the window for the Steelers to get another ring. That was it. That was the window. Now they just clawing at the window, like trying to keep it open. And no. The window for the Steelers to be champions again in this era was during the Killer B run. And it didn't happen. You went to the AFC Championship game. Defense got waxed, which could happen next week. New England waxed them, right? Divisional game at home, boy, you get the bye. You the number 2 seed, I think, that year, whatever we was. Here comes Jacksonville. They put up 45 points. You know, a couple of those were defensive points, but still. And yes, that is a fair criticism. But I always say, and I will always stick to this, I will never believe that things like that solely falls on the head coach. I don't. I don't. Even this, to show y'all where I'm fair, I don't even put that debacle with the Patriots and the Falcons solely on the head coach. No, there was a whole lot going on there. Play calling. I don't understand why they didn't continue to run the football. That's offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator. So I don't put that stain solely on the head coach of them losing that Super Bowl. Some of you guys might view it differently. That's just how I am, because I don't believe that the head coach is like to blame for everything. And that's why when you hear me, you guys say, oh, he sounds so apologetic for Tomlin. No, that's just how I view it. Players execute, coaches coach. Personnel, play calling, timeout utilization, time management, challenges, that is coaching. Everything else, once that ball snaps, is on the players. Just my thoughts. But anyway, guys, what y'all got, man? Let's chop it up with y'all for a few minutes. Wouldn't it be funny if they tied tonight? Man, oh man. Okay, word. Appreciate that cut, boy. I'm going to check that out. And if any of you guys are wondering, my name is the same on Instagram. So if y'all want to hit me on Instagram for whatever reason, you know, a message or Facebook or Twitter, it's all the same. My name is the same on all platforms. To me, it just makes sense, right? You know, maybe I was ahead of that. I see a lot of people that have all these different names, but when I became SimFBallCritic, I did it on every platform, so I'm very easy to find. What y'all got, man? Come at me. Let me hear what y'all got. Amos says, everything once the ball is snapped isn't on the players, because what if it's a bad play call? Well, Amos, come on, man. That is semantics now? That's what I just said. Play calling, yes, of course that is a factor. But I'm just talking in general. If the coach called the right play, offensively or defensively, when the ball snaps, who's it on? That's all I'm saying. I mean, we trying to get so granular here. I'm just saying from a high level. Players have to execute, coaches have to coach. So wherever you fall in that, if it's a bad play call, that's on coaching. I got on Matt Canada earlier. Excuse me. That 3rd and 1 that got blown up. I mean, ain't but so much execution that them players can do, because those players, personnel-wise, they ain't been winning the line of scrimmage the majority of the year. So, Matt Canada, this was a time where I was more in favor of some of the jet sweeps and things like that, or getting guys out in space, because running right up the yin yang ain't been working for us this season. It hasn't. Let's see. What else we got? Ali says, Sim, my wife would have made national news if we lost today after the Jags won. Here we go still. Shout outs to the wife, man. That's what's up. Yeah, I feel you though. Donald Loudenbeck says, give credit where credit is due. When a coach does a good job, give him his props. When they suck, let them hear about it. Tomlin did a good job the last 2 weeks. Yeah, and see, you know what, Donald? I'm gonna round of applause that, man. I'm giving Donald a round of applause there, because that is exactly what I'm saying. As a fan base, we all should be doing that. Y'all seen the weeks. I called Tomlin in the office. Y'all remember that? But it just seems as if sometimes people have amnesia. Like if we give the coach credit, then they telling us we giving him too much credit, or oh, you just like. No, it's what Donald said here, and I'm gonna read it again. Give credit when credit or where credit is due. When a coach does a good job, give him props. When they suck, let them hear about it. Point blank. And I think if you really listen to what I have always said, that's where I have been. That's where I have been on all of the coaches. Y'all have heard me give Keith Butler credit. Y'all have heard me give Randy Fichtner credit. Y'all have heard me give Todd Haley credit. Even Matt Canada at certain times this season. Just saying. Who else we got here? Football Mind, this is an interesting one. He says, I discipline at some point is on coaching. If week after week players play with poor eyes, it's never corrected. I believe that's coaching. Well, that's fair. But you know what I'm going to say? We agree to disagree. Again, as somebody who's played sports, played football, played in the secondary, that was on me. Coaches gave me plenty of technique, but where I looked in, that's me. How can I blame my coach for that? That's just me. But I agree to disagree. That's fine. I'm not going to challenge that, but I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I just don't. Robert Ellison says, Sim, just wondering why we didn't use Watt in those third and shorts. Coaching. Matt Canada or Tomlin too. Because he said he has his hands in all of the plans. He knows about it. So if he took a part in that play call, then he gets criticized for that too. Because ain't it funny how many times we've seen Derek Watt make a great block? You would think he would be out there all the time. Remember, we started seeing the same thing with Rosie Nix. He just wasn't being utilized as much. I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I never will. Marlon Nicholson says the NFL needs to seriously figure something out to get rid of these ties. At least adopt the college rule after the first OT ends. Yeah, I'm with you with that, man. I mean, who wants to see a tie? Didn't y'all want to see which one of the pitiful teams being the Steelers and Lions that day? Wouldn't y'all have loved to see which one was going to finally make a play? My goodness. We got another donation, man. Round of applause to who we got here. King Go Crazy. I believe that's your second one today, man. I really appreciate you. Man. So King Go Crazy. Gaming. That's a storybook ending, but let's put some humor to it. Is this a fact or a fictional story? He says, storybook ending. We get to the bowl and beat Green Bay in a revenge game, and Ben rides off the last time as a world champion. Man, that would be beautiful. I just don't know. Because, man, if we somehow survive Patty Mahomes, then we're going to have to survive Aaron Rodgers? Nah. Don't know. Let's see. Oh, here's somebody's name I don't think I've seen before. Mr. All Days Off says, the future looks bright. Najee, Fryermuth, Deontay, Claypool, we need to sign an old lineman. Yeah, I'm with you, Mr. All Days Off. And that's a lot of stuff that I think we'll be getting into in the offseason on the show, man. Got a little bright future here, man. You know, we definitely, I want to get Deontay back. Deontay's got to work, continue to work on his drops. He did better this year, but, we've starting to see him again late. Had one in this game. But the future looks pretty good, man. I mean, you just look at that offense and, you plug a serviceable or a decent or a rising star at quarterback, any of those three, we could do some things. And I think, you build the defense a little bit more. I think we got some emerging guys on defense. I'm really liking Akello. If we can get him back, he's showing some promise. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. I definitely do believe that Future looks bright. Round of applause, CT Pittman. This is probably your second or third donation, man. You guys are blessing me tonight, man. Y'all too much, man. Thank you so much. He says, I do like playing meaningful division games at the end of the season. They should keep that format in the schedule. Yeah, man, it keeps you on the edge of your seat, right? Especially when it comes down to this, right? When it comes down to there's a chance to get in, and the chance to get in is on the line, and then, you can poke your chest out a little bit at your divisional opponent, like, yeah, like we kept y'all from getting in there. That's cool. Tony Carson says, we haven't used the fullback much since Crowder. You ain't never lied. Which, again, then why did we keep a fullback on the roster? Why? I mean, granted, both Rosie and let's not kid ourselves. Derek Watt is a beast in special teams, and Rosie was too, but Derek Watt is a problem. So maybe that's the way you sneak in another special teamer. You give him the fullback position, but I feel what you're saying there, Tony. I don't understand it either, man. Afro Thunder says, who remembers 1984 when Chuck Noll took the Steelers to the AFC Championship? I don't. Yeah, I don't. Let's see who else we got here. Aaron Moore says, Sim, we are good. Talking about the Steelers? No, man. Mr. ABS says, what do the Chargers and Raiders do? What do the Chargers and Raiders do knowing that the only way they get in? Sports integrity has been questionable forever, but the odds that don't favor a tie. Just wondering in the mindset of these two teams. Yeah, man. What if they conspire? But the thing is, let's think about that for a moment. That takes a lot for that to happen. Like, for you to convince the other team and, to say, let's both just... That would be strange, though, man. Wouldn't it be strange if it was a tie? That would be quite strange. Excuse me. Quite strange. And what's funny, man, is see, you look back at the season. The Raiders was a game that we could have won. We were in that game, man. We very well could have won that, even, with us giving the big play to Ruggs. Again, go back and look at the score of that game. Matter of fact, I'll do it for you. Because me looking at the scores of these games, man, will kind of put a bow on everything that I've said. Steelers beat the Bills 23-16. They lose to the Raiders 26-17. Lose to the Bengals the first time, 24-10. Lose to Green Bay, 27-17. They beat the Broncos, 27-19. They win in Seattle, at home, 23-20. Beat the Browns, 15-10. Beat the Bears, 29-7. Tie the Detroit Lions, 16. Lose to the Chargers, 41-37. Lose to the Bengals, 41-10. Beat the Ravens, 20-19. Lose to the Vikings, 36-28. Beat the Titans, 19-13. Lose to the Chiefs, 36-10. Beat the Browns, 26-14. And win today, 16-13. Now, what's the reason for me saying all of this? Do y'all see the average margin of points by this offense? Bad. Very, very bad. Let's see what else we got, man. What else? Somebody give me something else or we'll get out of here. Sippy Boy says, think about the fact that we were cheated out of the Green Bay game because that was a field goal block for a touchdown that they called back. Yeah, that was definitely a tough situation, man. That was clearly clean field goal, was not offsides. We scored on it. So, yeah, that game was a lot closer than it ended up being. But again, who scored the points? Mr. Winningham says that Green Bay also Big Ben threw the Juju twice. Overthrew Juju twice. Oh, man, he sure did, Mr. Winningham. Yeah, man, it's just, again, this is the reason. And we'll talk more on Tuesday because I can't wait to hear you guys' comments, man, when y'all call in. But, yeah, man, it's just, this offense just ain't it. All right, couple more, man. Real G Lee says, Sim, when you view the All-22, see if you notice first half Big Ben ignoring Chase looking favorable before snap and Ben not throwing the ball to him, sometimes taking a sack. Example. I'm definitely gonna, you know what? Hold on, let me grab your comment. I'm gonna post it here in my Google Doc so I can remember that. I will look at that. You know why? Because there was another part in the game, man, where the tight end was wide open in the middle of the field, and Ben ate a sack. I don't know if he could have got him the ball, but remember what I'll be saying, man. I think Ben right now, at this stage of his career, he has a lot of predetermined reads, it seems, man. It doesn't seem like he goes through his progression. I don't know if it's just that's what he's doing or if it's he don't trust the line. I don't know. 007 says, Sim, you said the Ravens were going to win this game. What side are you on? Where have you been the whole show? And you know what? Comments like that always crack me up. There's a lot of times that some of you guys say we're going to win every week and we lose. None of us can predict this stuff, folks. I think the consistent theme here is what I think a lot of us talk about every week. The Steelers team does not beat anybody. They barely win for the most part this season. Their offense is slower than slow. And they barely won this game. So I stand on my point that I've probably been on since week 4. Our offense doesn't put up enough points for me to be confident with us winning a football game. I'm not backing off of that. I will definitely be on that same train come next week if we are in the postseason. Let's see. Robert Ellison says maybe we could get in the playoffs and maybe the defense can carry us like the Ravens did that Super Bowl run. Nope. I not jumping on your comment, but I'm saying I don't see that. We still shaky with the run game, man. We still pop too many leaks, man. Way too many. We give up too many explosive plays again in the run game. So the defense has kept lids on, but they're not dominating. Steelers Spartan says Steelers are going to get housed in KC if by some miracle they make it a close game. Yeah, man. I just don't have good feelings about it, man. I really don't. Hector Hernandez says, could there be more energy in the playoffs because of Big Ben's send-off? I don't think any of that's going to matter, man. I really don't. Oh, Jerry, don't say that, man. Jerry says, we have a chance, Sim. COVID is still a player in the game also. No, stop. I can't run with that one. Can't run with that, Jerry, man, because you just know how I feel about, period. This whole COVID thing, and I'm not leaning into that. I'm not giving any credence to that. CT Pittman, another donation. Round of applause. He says, Sim, appreciate you and your platform, brother. This is a great place for Steelers fans, even though we all have different tastes. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's what I love about this thing. And that's why, I really try to keep myself in mind of, not poo-pooing anybody's thoughts and comments. We all can disagree, but I leave it at that. I don't get personal. I don't name call. This is a lovely place, and I'm not saying it because it's my platform, but that's what it's for. It's for us, the fans, man, on this level. That ain't on TV and all of that jazz. Let's see. All right, I think we'll get out of here, man. Yeah, I feel what you're saying, Jerry. And again, I didn't take it negatively, like, questioning your character or nothing like that. It's just, I just don't want to, I don't even want to go there, because I hate for that to happen to anybody, and it won't make me feel good if a team is hit with COVID. And nah, but I feel what you're saying though. Oh, Wade Johnson. Let me read his, man, and then we'll get out of here, because that's one that I haven't read. Him and Y Dickey, and then we'll get out of here. He says, according to Sim, Steelers were done in Week 10. I'm happy to send Ben off with another playoff appearance. Yeah, I stand with that. He wrote it twice there. But again, like I said, listen, if people want to hang on to that, fine. I'm still sticking in that. If y'all think this team is going to go somewhere in the playoffs, man, more power to you. And I will be more than happy to be a man and stand on my own too and say, hey, they proved me wrong. I have no problem with that. But I just don't have a good feeling about this squad, guys. Y Dickey says the run defense is too leaky. Plus, this time KC will have Kelsey. But I'll be optimistic. Hopefully Najee can have a game like Bell did in 2016, and I wouldn't lay money on it, though. That's where I'm at, brother. We right there. Listen, there's always a chance, okay? And I can't, nor can any of you all predict any of this. So that's why I don't take any of these comments serious when I say, oh, we ain't going to win. Oh, none of us can predict this. None of us can. We can only have our feelings going into a game. And I'm sorry, based off of the Pittsburgh Steelers of 2021, I don't have confidence, key word, confidence that they can win a playoff game. Especially the one next week, if we in fact do get in, and it's no tie tonight, and they play Kansas City. I just don't have a confident feeling. That's it. Could they pull out a win? Sure. Remember last night I said I wasn't confident going to Baltimore, and they showed you why I wasn't confident. Did they not? Did we not show you today why some of us was a little hesitant going into this game? Did they not show that to us? I rest my case. But all right, I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Great win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, they are very, very close to the postseason. We have to see what happens tonight. And like I said earlier in the show, I'm going to be watching this game with my popcorn and everything. You have to say it like that, to put emphasis on it. Don't say it politically correct. Everything. I'm going to have my popcorn and everything. Watching to see if the Steelers will be in the postseason. And we will definitely talk about it on Tuesday. Look forward to you guys calling in, because that is you guys' show come Tuesday. So, last but not least, if you're new and you came by tonight and you haven't done that, why don't you consider subscribing? I did see some of you guys did subscribe throughout the show. I apologize that I couldn't shout that out. Sorry, guys, I was checking something here. Apologize that I couldn't shout that out for you guys, man, but I thank you for subscribing. Once you're subscribed, make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when videos are available. And the last thing I will wrap up with here, guys, if I can get it up here. Trying to see what the final statistics were. I hate this NFL app. Let me just do it on the browser. Give me a second, guys. Trying to see what the final statistics were in today's game.
I feel like that's objective.
Let me see. Let me go to the game. Where are we? NFL.com has not been a fan favorite of mine this year, man. The app, the all 22, everything just been whack. All right, let's see. Ben Roethlisberger was 30 of 44. Wow. 244 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. This was actually the game where I didn't mind him throwing 50-plus times because, again, they're ranked last against pass D. Najee Harris only ended up with 28 yards. We know why. Chase Claypool, 33 yards on the ground. He led the rushers. Benny Snell only, 22 yards. But like I said, he ran hard in his opportunities. Freiermuth looks like he came up big, man. 6 catches, 53 yards. Deontay, 7 for 51. And that's, really the only thing else to write home about. But other than that, let's see. Steelers had 1, 2, 3. They only gave us credit for 3 sacks. However, they give TJ Watt the forced fumble. That should have been a sack fumble. But it's all good. But all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this thing out, eat some dinner, watch some football. Definitely watching football tonight. And how am I watching it? Popcorn and everything. But all right, man, I'll see you guys on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Terrible Towel Tuesday. Be ready for your phone call, 619-924-0818. It is your time to shine. All right? Great day for the Steelers, man. Hey, 9-7-1, I'll take it. And if we get in the playoffs, hey, I'll take it. And if we get our butts kicked, then remember who said it. No, I'm just playing. But all right, man, y'all be good. God bless. Stay safe. And thank you for tuning in to the Terrible Towel post-game show. Peace.